Hello, everyone. Welcome to International Guyanese Newsroom News, everyone. Welcome to España News, everyone. Hola. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. All right, here we are, guys. Here we are, everyone. This is the newsroom segment. Hello, everyone. Hello, testing. All right, everybody. We got some outrage of the week news. A guy in his newsroom. Outrage of the week. Hashtag. Let's see, what do we have here? I don't know if I'm going to read any, but here's some of the outrage of the weeks. Migrant housing plans in NYC reportedly repeatedly met with outrage. From the New York Times. First, the city tried hotels, then tents, then a cruise ship terminal, then school gyms. Okay, so I know that Eric Adams is now anti-Joe Biden. He really is upset at Mr. Biden because he's not a big fan. He's not a big fan of the whole migrant situation, you'd say. You could say. Yeah. So apparently the daily stream of migrants has doubled in size in recent weeks. As many as 700 migrants arrive each day in the city. Wow. I mean, I didn't know if this was going to happen right away, but so it was considering sheltering some migrants in public school gyms, but that plan was met with outrage from public school parents and everyday New Yorkers. Now, yeah, if he really wants to not be, I don't know, if it seems like the mayor term is like forever. I guess I'll look up New York mayor term limit. So what is there, none? The mayor is limited to 2 consecutive 4-year terms in office, but may run again after a 4-year break. Limited to 2 terms. I don't know if there's a term limit. Doesn't seem like there is. It just says he has to take a break for. But I doubt that, like, unless he was a great mayor. I guess, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like they really do that much. Like, I guess maybe he does because of this thing, though. So I guess there's not. It doesn't seem like there's really term limits. I mean, I kind of feel bad. I don't know what you do. You have all these migrants coming in. Okay, so it looks like the crossings have been down in the past week, but were up immediately after that Title 42 expired. Yeah, I mean, and I guess he keeps asking Biden for help and nothing. I mean, but yeah, Biden, what does Biden do anyway? I just don't know what you do. What are you supposed to do? I mean, because I guess they don't want to seem like they're not doing anything. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, they get bussed here, but what if you just ignored it and didn't? I mean, yeah, you get criticized. He's a Democrat, so either way, I think if you just like let them come here with no shelter. But I mean, they choose to come here too, so it's like I don't really know what you do. So anyway, so that was one of the outrage stories, guys. That seems like that's a big. Oh my god. This is ridiculous, man. Another outrage story, guys. Let's just call the outrage. This is from Vogue magazine. Let's just call the outrage around Queen Cleopatra what it is. Racism. So, you know, there's this new Black Cleopatra on Netflix that nobody likes and cares about. And we're gonna call it for what it is, guys.
Racism. Okay? Yeah, it's time to hear the truth about white supremacy. Okay? Whiteness equals evil. Why do you care so much? That's like...
That's always what they, like, say to you, like, if you talk about this online. Everybody is always like, why do you care so much? I don't really. I don't care about this. I mean, yeah. Greek and Arab press were outraged after calling it blackwashing of Egyptian history. Now, you can't say... So you're calling... Look, you're calling them racist, then. You're calling them racist. You're not like, look at this now. While concerns about historical accuracy and erasure are valid, it's emboldened white supremacists who've crawled out of the darkest corners of the internet to spew hate and racial slurs at the cast and creators of the show. Where did they do that? Maybe put some... Okay, why don't... Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to the Twitter to see if there's any... Aha! Okay, here we go. You guys are calling it white supremacy. Well, this example of a racist slur is Egyptian. She shared... So the actress... shared screenshots of racist attacks, referring to her as the N-word, black bitch, and Cleopatra slave. All right, let's go to the racial attacks here. All right, the first one is in Arabic or whatever language this is. I can't even read it. I can't. There's no... Where are the N-words at? Where are the white supremacists? Okay, they disabled comments. People are laughing that they disabled comments. Yeah, that's not racist to laugh at it. It is, you know. Here's another tweet that apparently has no, like, they say has racial slurs. There's none. Cleopatra was of weak Greek descent. She was not black. Okay, that's not a racist slur. This person is calling the show racist. That's then saying the N-word or calling you racist. All right, so far, don't see any white supremacy going on. You just gotta love actors doing their BS parades. No racist slurs so far, guys. I don't know where they hit them. Someone calling the show trash. That's not a racist slur. Someone laughing at the show's rating. Just a friendly reminder, Cleopatra was not black. That's not a racist slur. Cleopatra was Greek. That's not a racist slur. Race-swapping, blackwashing queen turned off replies. That's not a racist slur. I mean, that's just calling you race-swapping and saying you're doing blackwashing. How is that a racist slur, though? Where are the N-words that they're talking about? Where's the white supremacy? Okay, look, there's none. I mean, look, this happens every time. Like, okay, oh, you're receiving threats, you're receiving N-word slurs directed at you and calling you a slave. Kind of weird that there's no evidence of it. Hold on. Just FYI, this kind of behavior won't be tolerated on my account. Oh, wait a second. This is a person with an Asian profile picture, and it looks like they're Egyptian, so I can't see you saying white supremacy. And it's a screenshot. I can't even click on the account that Another Asian profile pic here, but Cleopatra was a queen and not a slave, so why is the actress black? Why are you stealing the identity and civilization of other countries? I pity you. Okay, I don't see any N-words or racism in that one. This kind of behavior won't be tolerated. Like, you're just saying that, like, why are you taking that culture, which you guys do all the time? That's all you guys know how to do, so. Maybe you're getting some of your own medicine back. Like, look at this. Like, okay, this lady was in the documentary and says, if the maternal side of her family were indigenous women, they would have been African, and this should be reflected in contemporary representations of Cleopatra. That doesn't mean she was black, though. I mean, Charlize Theron was from Africa, for fuck's sake. Elon Musk is from Africa, so. You know what? Here it is. They're backtracking here also. Here's what they're doing. They're saying, look, you're racist for saying there can't be a black Cleopatra, but also, this is a quote from the Vogue
article. Her ethnicity is not the focus of Queen Cleopatra, but we did intentionally decide to depict her of mixed ethnicity to reflect theories about Cleopatra's possible Egyptian ancestry and the multicultural nature of ancient Egypt.
Okay, like that, like, but she's black. She's clearly black, though. Okay, she's biracial. I mean, the whole thing is to make her black. Here's the problem. Like, if this was a one-off, well, I think there would still be outrage. I was just saying. Here's the thing. Like, I think this would have got outrage. Like, even if they did this 5-10 years ago, because Egyptian people, other cultures are more quick to get outraged about this stuff. Like, white people really wait till it goes way overboard. Like, I don't think we really would have, like, regular white people would have even made fun of this that much if it was presented as, like, I don't know, what if, like, we're doing a black, you know how they did, like, the black was the Wiz back then? They used to do black versions of stuff. Like, yeah, they could have done this, but, like, now what they're doing in all of culture and all of Hollywood is they are swapping out the races, like, and then redoing them. Like, The Little Mermaid isn't really a big deal. It's just like another, they're doing it to piss people off. Like, that's why they're doing it. They're doing it to, like, take, because they're going, yeah, well, we're gonna have our Little Mermaid. We're gonna redo it. Like, the problem is that you're trying to erase the old stuff, like, you know, with China, with Maoism and all that. Like, erasing the old culture is what they're doing, and, like, that's why people are upset about this. Like, no one would be upset if it was a one-off thing that, oh, we don't really do that. There wasn't all these other movies where they swapped out races. Like, if they presented it as, like, the Black Cleopatra movie, like, you know, I just don't think it would be a big deal. Like, but this is just another, like, the Bud Light outrage. It's like that was just another slap in the face to everybody. Like, your like whole, like, so what you're doing with this is you're pissing off the, you know, your market, meaning Egyptian people with Cleopatra. Your whole market is Egyptian people. What you're doing is saying, fuck you, it's going to be black now. And it shouldn't be an issue because you're racist if you care. Like, you know, if they went and did, it's the same thing as if they would do, like, what if Babe Ruth was black? Like, we're going to say he's black now and you can't say anything about it or you're racist. But we all know he was white and really out of shape and unhealthy. But he hit all those home runs probably from steroids. But he was a white guy. Like, we all know what race, and Elvis. Like, yeah, Elvis probably took a lot of black music. But, like, it is the same thing. It really is the same thing. Like, your market audience for Bud Light is, like, low blue collar, lower income people. Not always white. I mean, I've seen not white people drink Bud Light or Bud. But it's just another, like I said, if there wasn't constant woke shit going on, that just wouldn't have been a big deal. It just would have been like, what's this about? Like, that's weird. Maybe they would have had a dip a little bit before, but like, because there's so much of this going on, that's why it's like, oh, you know what? Fuck that. Here's what happened with Bud Light. Dylan came out and everybody said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. That's what it was. It wasn't a, like, oh, you have a trans? I hate trans. It wasn't that. It was one more thing happening. Because, yeah, it was just like a Instagram post. But, like, she had already, Dylan Mulvaney had been appointed the spokesperson of, like, a bunch of different companies that everybody heard about this. So then when it came to Bud Light, Blood Light, that's the vampire version. I'm going to do a parody video. It's going to be called Blood Light. But like, that's another reason. Because she was, okay, we're going to have trans do tampon companies. We're going to have, like, Dylan Mulvaney was on everything. And then Bud Light was like one of the later things. So that was a reason. Also, the fact that they keep doing this woke stuff and redoing everything. People were just like, I'm done with this. I don't know why I took Bud Light out of all things, but like, this is another one. You know what? Although I think, honestly, people just don't want to watch it. It's not like an outrage. Like, people aren't going, I think the reason why this is getting bad reviews and probably low viewings, it's not because they're like offended even. Like, I'm sure a lot of Egyptian people are offended, but like, I think most people are just like, I'm not going to watch that. It looks stupid. Like, and that's it. Like, why do that? Why make her black? Why? Because we know it's political. We know it's ideological and woke. Like, that's why. And like, if you even have a hint of that, I think people just have a feeling of like, I'm not going to watch that, Anything like that, anything ideological, probably isn't going to get the most views out of everything else. I mean, this is like you're reinventing the brand, like with Bud Light. Like, oh, we're going to make it black now to make, like, PC it up. Everybody just knows. I mean, and most of the people probably are just like, I'm done. I'm not going to watch that. It's not even, I'm not upset. I just don't care. And you're saying they're white supremacists, so, So fuck you, bitch. That's my fucking hot take on that. Okay? That's my hot take. I sound like hotcake. Oh wow, this is funny. I already did an Auschwitz a few episodes ago. I already did. People taking selfies at Auschwitz or whatever, but looks like there's a new one. Yep, you heard it here first, guys. Ice cream van sparks outrage after setting up outside Auschwitz.
Ice cream van sparks outrage after setting up outside Auschwitz.
You heard it here first, everybody. Somebody thought it would be a good idea to set up an ice cream. This seems like a skit or something. An ice cream van set up outside the Auschwitz memorial site. It displayed the logo Ice Love, and a portable toilet was set up near the entrance to one of the camp's entrances, known as the, quote, Death Gate.
So yeah, I don't know how, well, I mean, the thing is, how long do you, like, wait until, like, I mean, the more time that goes by, the more that you see like tourists going to a destination, you just kind of like treat it as a touristy thing. I mean, how close? Here's the thing: how close was it to Auschwitz? I mean, are you? I mean, yeah, it is like it does seem insensitive to go. Man, that was sad. That was a. Like this type of music would be playing in an ice cream place, like not Auschwitz. You're like saying, hey guys. Hey guys. Hold on.
Hey guys, after you visit the gas chambers when all the dead Jewish people died or whatever, you know, it's kind of a bummer, isn't it? Well, on a hot day, after, you know, a lot of people, they were probably hot in there after a while when you think about it. Like the gas would, you know, it's really cramped in there. It might be hot out sometimes. I mean, they probably would want ice cream too, if you think about it. Like, so, but you can go ahead and in there, you know, think of them when you're getting your SpongeBob or Spider-Man like ice cream pop, you know what I mean? Like, and we do have those. We have those, you know, yeah, we do have the Choco Taco. We have that. We also have the Zyklon B Brownie Blast, if you guys want that. We also have the, you know, oh, I don't know, I don't want to get too grim or whatever. But hey, if you have any, oh, and it is kosher, so I know this was like a site of a lot of Jewish people, so it is kosher-friendly ice cream. Now, we do know that you guys like ice cream, because I was in, I used to live near Williamsburg, and there was like an ice cream shop that I went to that was like only Hasidic Jews went there. And they worked there also, and I would go in there and feel like an outsider. But hey, we have that kind of, like, we have a kosher ice cream truck right outside when you go make the pilgrimage to pay your respects. You can go outside and get a nice cool treat after you walk outside in that hot bummer of a place, you know? Like, I mean, who wants to go there anyway? I mean, just like, maybe say you went there and just instead go get a Spider-Man ice cream pop or whatever. Oh, here's another one. Oh my god.
See, if I went there, I would also be posting something like this, like making fun of the. So this is the train tracks of, again, this might be one of the same pictures I showed on that one episode. This is somebody, Maria Murphy, producer at GB News, that might be Great Britain, shared a photograph she'd taken of a tourist posing with a smile on her face while she's posing on the tracks into Auschwitz. Now, I don't know how dumb this girl is. I'm hoping dumb because she's really kind of trying to model there. Like, I mean, just like, what are you thinking here? Like, look, this guy here is looking at him like, what are you doing even? I don't know. I guess okay, I guess some people are like, oh, I mean, one person I follow responded to this and disagreed, apparently. I mean, okay, I get that you're like, all right, well, that was surprising. Okay, I don't know, some people are like, oh, don't police their fun? Let people have fun? I don't know, it's just like stupid. It's just like dumb to do this. Like, because like the fact I guess for me, it's the fact she's modeling like that. She's making a pose like, yeah, I just don't see how you can do that. I'm not trying to be like, I guess I'm just making fun of it. I'm not saying like cancel the people. I don't know if that's what Like, I'm not saying cancel these people. I just don't get why you would do this, and I'm kind of like laughing at them. Like, yeah, if somebody's smiling, I mean, I guess I don't know. I just don't get it really. I mean, yeah, I guess like somebody's saying like, there's other things to be more upset about. Like, yeah, like I'm not saying like I don't know if this lady's saying that either. Like, cancel the people. Oh, go after them, like hound them. Like, I'm not saying that at least. I just think it's like ridiculous and stupid. But I wouldn't say that they are like a piece of like a. I mean, I'm not assuming that they are monsters because of this. I just feel like it's pretty not aware of like. I mean, it's just like weird, you know? I mean, it's just like stupid. It's just funny and dumb. I'm not saying like, I guess if you're arguing like, don't cancel them, don't like bully them. Like, I'm not, but she didn't dox them or anything. She's just like, look at these idiots. Like, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, my argument is to make fun of, like, I am going to make fun of them. I am going to criticize them about this. This is really stupid. Like, yeah, I know it's not a huge issue, but. And then this person's like, what's the issue here? Can we not take photos anymore or monumental places anymore? And they're like, well, his girlfriend's smiling in the picture and it's on the train tracks, but she's smiling. You know what? I'm kind of thinking now that like people might not, cuz you're like not in the, you're like coming, I think it's probably that you're going towards the site, like the train tracks aren't really in it yet. You're kind of like walking up to it. Maybe that's why they did it. Like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I am still gonna make fun of them. It's really stupid anyway. I mean, it's just stupid and funny. Now again, with the ice cream van. Okay, so I'm still reading this article here. Somebody said, the first time I was here, I had to step in and ask a group to stop. I had to step in and ask a group to stop taking smiling selfies in the gas chamber at Auschwitz. Now that is really fucking dumb. Like, it's one thing. Like, yeah, both are dumb, and I'm gonna laugh at them and make fun of them. But yeah, I'm not saying like I don't like. Yeah, don't ruin their life about it. That's the problem. Everybody thinks like you're wanting to cancel everyone just because you're like criticizing or pointing out something stupid like this. I mean, yeah, if you're tagging them and saying, go get these people, like, but that's not really what this is. Now, even the ice cream van, I just think it's like dumb and like out of touch or whatever that saying is. I think it's like a funny, dumb thing to do. Like, yeah, I'm not assuming that the ice cream people are monster psychos or anything. Like, and also, like I said, like, how close is it? Like, it's not in Auschwitz. Like, so, like, yeah, out here, it's right outside of the problem is people probably don't, like, now that I'm thinking about it, they might not think the train tracks are part of Auschwitz. Like, really, they might just, like, not really think about it. So I guess I can kind of, like, yeah, if it was inside the camp, like, next to a gas chamber, that would be like, I mean, this is already weird. Like, I don't think I'd get it. Like, I wouldn't get ice cream. I don't know. Who cares, though? It's not really a huge deal, really, I guess, but I don't know. Everybody's fighting about everything anymore. Like, it is stupid and it seems insensitive. I'm not saying you are insensitive, like, deep down, but, like, you know. Anyway, there's too many of these outrage stories lately. I might not be able to put this in all the time. Let's see. Oh, there's a Disney streaming outrage. Oh, this is lame. There's so many stories with outrage that I'm like, these are boring. I guess Disney had a streaming content was going to be removed from Disney Plus and Hulu amidst a merger between the two companies. While the list included several series and films, there was one, oh, wait. Oh my god. Some documentary. It was a documentary about a queer guy, and that's why they're outraged. Come on, it's selective. Stupid. So one thing gets removed, and they're... All you have to do, guys, is just make us say something to the company on Twitter. They'll probably just give in. That's all it takes anymore. 3 people say something, and then... Oh, look at this. I went to Auschwitz a few years back, and Auschwitz 1, German school kids seemed to be the worst offenders, and they were photographed lying on the trolleys. They're just kids, though. They probably don't really get it. Like, yeah, I went to the 9/11 memorial, and it was like... You know what, though? I will say mostly it wasn't like that. But there were some, like, dumb, laughing, smiling, selfie people. But then there was, like, you know... I mean, it mostly wasn't like that. I mean, probably because... I don't know. Yeah, I guess, like, I don't know. I mean, they do have, like... I don't think, like, they have food trucks at the 9/11 memorial. But, like, yeah, you just go, like, not even that far. You can just, you know... So, like, I don't know. That was kind of outside, that ice cream thing. That's kind of a selective outrage, but, you know, I get it, but... Anyway, oh my god. I'm not even gonna, I don't care. There was another thing. There's a quote that I wanted to, find. Because I was talking about that actress that has all the queer kids. She said, all my kids are queer. And she said something like, they teach me every day. And that's a quote I've heard before. Look at this. This is cult language. Now, I don't care that her kid is trans or whatever. But, so her, you know, trans kid, she said, love is love. A mother's love knows no judgment, she wrote. As a mother, what already a weird, already the cult language as a blank is one of the things they say. I stand
in total solidarity with my children as they move forward in the universe as their authentic selves. That's another one. With their own minds and bodies, that's another one, and ideas. On this Trans Visibility Day, my daughter and I are visible, that's another one. As the mother of a trans child, yeah, that's not a child anymore, by the way, I don't know if that's what... I stand in 100% support of their right to exist. Said she was doing her best to support Ruby, which is the trans child. Listen, here's what she said. It's like speaking a new language, she told People at the time. It's learning new terminology and words. In other words, cult language. I am new at it. I am not someone who is pretending to know much about it. I am going to blow it. I'm going to make mistakes. I would like to try to avoid making big mistakes. She added that she was trying to be more mindful about what she was saying and how she says it. You still messed up. I've messed up today twice. We're human. But if one person reads this, sees a picture of Ruby and me and says, I feel free to say this is who I am, then it's worth it. That's another one they always say.
If even one person, if it's that's the whole with the masking and everything. If it even saves one life. Yeah, but how many lives does it hurt to get forced to get like affirmed into like ruin, like stopping your puberty? Like how many lives does it hurt? Maybe think about like for once. If it helps even, like, I don't understand that argument, like, I think I talked about before, how that trans drag queen was, like, saying, like, oh, like, it would be, like, if I saw this when I was a kid, it would have helped me, like, I don't really buy the argument that you have to see a trans people, or you have to see, like, you have to know that, oh, I could change my gender and go to a doctor and get hormones and all this, like, because that's then going to be a tempting thing for a kid, because they just, like, have a lot of things that they randomly say they are, or say they want to do, you know? I mean, it's the whole thing. Everybody, when they were a kid, wanted to, you know, it used to be like, oh, I wanted to be a astronaut as a kid. I wanted to be a fireman. Like, what, like, they just, you know, I mean, it's too permanent of a change. I mean, it's just like, and that also is like pretty red flag. Like, that's a lot of red flags there with her saying, like, I mess up all the time. I messed up today. That's, you know what that is? I mean, that's like her trans child, who's probably 40 years old, correcting her all the time and telling her you're messing up. Like, why should you feel like that as a parent, you know? You must, like, I mean, just getting, like, constantly admonished all the time, like, I make mistakes. It's a new language I'm learning. I'm always messing up. Well, listen, you're not really allowed to be human in this kind of ideology, so I just don't get it. Which is it, too? Like, oh, I'm a transgender person. Acceptance of trans people. Which is it? Do you want that, or do you want us to say you are a woman? Like, why even have a trans day of acceptance if you just want to be called women and there's no more trans category? Like, that's what they want. Nobody even cares about that. No one cares that, yeah, fine, you know, go ahead and be that. Like, but the whole thing is to just act like, oh, I am. How come, you know what's weird, though? That started to happen with the women, and I don't think I've heard that about men. Like, I am a man, not a trans man. Like, when I don't think I've seen that. But I think it's because of the women's sports thing. Maybe because of the J.K. Rowling thing. That's probably, I gotta look that. I'm gonna look that phrase up. My kids teach me every day. It's just like a weird. So, like I talked about her before, Marcia Gay Harden. They teach me every day. It's a new language. They teach me every day. Huh. Here's another one. This is really interesting. This is fucking cult. This is fucking weird. I mean, you have to admit it's a weird language. Like, when did parents ever speak like this before? I guess this has nothing to do with it, but she still said it. My kids teach me every day how to adapt to a new world. Whatever. I don't know. I just want to find more people saying that. I mean, if you're saying this about, like, stuff that they learn online, that's, like, a pretty, I don't know, that's just, like, not good to me. What my kids teach me. Like, it should be you doing that, like, not the kids telling you how it is. That doesn't even make sense. All right, I don't know. This had nothing to do with it. Maybe if I go on, this might fail. I don't know. I may end this segment. Here's another one. The New York Times, what I learned as a parent of a transgender child. You know what? I might have seen this article before. Oh man, what the fuck? If you're asking yourself, should I let my
child take the next step towards transition, the fear choice and answer would be, what if she regrets it or changes her mind? The love choice and answer would be, is this the right decision for the child in front of me now? What does my child need from me today? Oh yeah, great idea.
great idea, go with what in the very moment they want. What? What? God. Wow. I think a lot of these comments even are disagreeing. Look at this. This is even somebody that's for this. I think this is a great article, but this part concerns me. Young people tend to live in the moment, and as parents, part of loving them should be helping them examine how decisions that seem right today can impact the future. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a crazy thing to say. Like, that's fucking crazy. God. I mean, this is New York Times, and a lot of these comments are not agreeing with this. I mean, you're fucking... That's exactly what this... I listened to a couple different podcasts with this same lady, Rose, and I guess she's going anonymous. And she had like 2 boys that she was like kind of transitioning, but she didn't go through with it, which was good. But like, you know, she just talked about how they tell you to listen, like the child leads the parents in this movement. Like that isn't how anything else works. I mean, that's just not. This whole thing is like, oh, don't, like, there's no reason in this. It's magical. It's it's, I mean, it's basically spiritual. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to do these permanent changes. It just doesn't. They teach me every day. My kids teach me every day, okay? They correct me. That's what it means. You know what they do? They correct me and admonish me every day. They tell me how it is. I don't tell them what to do. They tell me what to do. Yeah, look, this comment is like what I was saying. Lobotomies have gone out of fashion in this society. The very idea of cutting into the brain to cure psychological ills is beyond horrifying to us now. But you know what? When they were being done, people thought they were really helpful, even life-saving. Yep. Yep. And remember this podcast, guys, when it's all fucking comes back. I mean, even though the woke shit is, there's no sign of it dying down. I mean, this is really fucking radical. Like, doing this to kids is really radical. Like, I can't see how it ages well. Like, I just don't, like, because most of the kids doing this will regret it. Like, if any percent of this is true that they're being talked into doing it, all of those kids are going to regret it and probably sue or whatever they have to do, or just, tons of documentaries in the future, just like detransition, then their parents are going to be talking, crying, like, I shouldn't have done it, all this shit. Like, it's just fucking nuts. Like, being gay was never like this. Like, you didn't, that was mainly like religious reasons people were against it, but nobody said, hey, get a surgery. Like, fucking crazy. I mean, even having making your kid non-binary, that's like whatever. I mean, that's not, at least it's not a permanent, thing that they're like. Can you imagine like the fucking having your kid go through that, and then your kid just realizes they didn't actually want it, and you like led them into it? How the fuck do you even deal with that as the parent that talked or let them be talked into it? I'm sure you would feel like it's the doctors too, and it is, but 8 things.
Hold on. 8 things this teacher mom wants. Now you have to identify as a mom and a teacher at the same time.
8 things this teacher mom wants you to know about trans kids. The idea that my child was groomed is laughable. We're heavy on gendered parenting. I just don't believe you. I'm sorry. Ugh. Wow. Genitals, number 1. Here's a list they made. Number 1, genitals are not gender. Gender is biology and culture. Yeah, I mean, all this is like describing how they mentally talk themselves into thinking it. Honestly, I used to conflate external anatomy and gender, but seeing my trans daughter as a girl just isn't confusing anymore because I read this blog, it says here. So now you are describing how you talk yourself into thinking
that they're a girl. It's not real. So this is confusing because like she keeps referring to it as her daughter, but it was a boy. So it's hard to even like. I keep thinking, oh, she have a daughter too, but it's the same. Womanhood includes all women.
My daughter wants to be a mommy when she grows up, and she talks a lot about it. Yeah, because she has an imagination. Yeah, she hasn't asked if she had a uterus, but I imagine she will be devastated when she learns she cannot carry a baby in her belly. Fucking ridiculous. Trans bodies, again, another dehumanizing term. Trans bodies are a natural variation. My child is not a girl in the wrong body. She is a girl, and she has a body, which, like her ninja costume. Oh my god.
I mean, are you thinking out what you're saying? Like, is she reading back what she wrote here? My child is not a girl in the wrong body. She is a girl, and she has a body which, like her ninja costume, makes her body a girl's body. So your body is just a costume? What? This is like the whole transhumanism. Like, I don't know why this is happening. To make us think bodies aren't a big deal. You can just chop your arms off if you want. Like, that's just a costume that you wear. Wow, look at this argument. This is a lot of crazy, like, cognitive dissonance or whatever it's called. Being trans is not contagious. Some transphobia is fueled by panic. As if there is some kind of cultural contagion or peer pressure at play. No way, that can't be happening. But there was a time where left-handed people were punished and forced to use their right hand. Can you imagine the barbaric craziness that is? Oh my god. They were born with they were born in the wrong arm and hand, people.
It was like the Middle Ages. There was a time when left-handed people were punished and forced to use their right hand. Can you imagine? It's like a lobotomy, making them use their right hand. When people were finally free to be left-handed, the numbers of left-handed people skyrocketed for years before leveling off. There aren't more trans youth now. Not true. We're just more aware of trans youth now. Bullshit.
Also, you really aren't like, that doesn't like, okay, maybe people just started to identify as left-handed because it sort of also became a contagion a little bit. I mean, I can't be left-handed at all. But there's also ambidextrous people. I didn't know people would be, like, why would you be forced to be right-handed? I don't really get that. Oh, you know what it was probably? Most people were right-handed. And, like, so they just said, all right, just learn, I don't know, we don't have a left-handed this thing. Like, I have a right-handed guitar. I mean, there's left-handed guitars that I just can't play. But if there was only left-handed guitars, I might have just tried to play it, you know? Like, they probably just didn't, like, do that. Like, you know how now there's all this talk about accessibility with like handicapped people. Like my job talked about it. Like there's all this movement to like, well, now every show and streaming thing, there's always subtitles available. And like I just watched the DVD, which I haven't watched the DVD in like years. But I just did because I was like, do I really need to keep buying HD new movies of the same movie? And it didn't have subtitles. And I was like, that's right. Not every movie used to have those. I used to always want those, but a lot of people don't like, or at least they didn't use those. Like, I used to always use subtitles because like, I just hated not being able to make out what someone's saying on the show. So like, but like, like one girl I was dated, like she was like not used to the subtitles. She would kind of like be like, "Do we have to have these on?" And I would just used to it. And that was like before. But now like everything has subtitles. Like you can't, even YouTube videos have automated subtitles now, like, which is pretty crazy because like, I guess they're just automated now. Even games have them now. But yeah, so that like the whole accessibility thing. I just don't really think that was like I don't know. So I think the left-handed thing, yeah, maybe like people got more comfortable with saying I'm left-handed, or I don't know, maybe it was a contagion. I don't know. But it didn't matter. It doesn't matter if you could just say you're left-handed, like you're not like stopping your puberty and sterilizing yourself. I mean, ew. All right, this is a really weird one. This is a reason. This is a thing she wants people to know about
trans people. Number 6, a child is a person, not a body. Well, why did you call her a body before? Since being out as trans, my child has become less sexualized by adults. She is no longer referred to as, quote, a little flirt, a ladies' man. Wait, oh, so that was so confusing. Okay, before her kid was a girl, when he was called a little flirt, a ladies', yeah, people do that
with boys. But it's not sexually. It's not. Like if you're a little kid and you're joking with them, like other grown men will say that, but they aren't fucking sexualizing him. Like I don't know how's that an argument? What is that? This is so fucking weird. Yeah, you do that like to like, I don't know, it's not a fucking sexual pedo thing. It's like this article says
It is fascinating how indoctrinating heteronormativity is and how it hypersexualizes our children. That's not true.
I'm relieved in a way that she is free of those pressures. Oh my God. What is fucking wrong with you? Look at this.
I am relieved in a way that she is free of those pressures until I meet someone new who just sees my girl, not my trans girl, and says something like, she's so pretty, you're gonna have to watch out for the boys. And in my head, I think, yes, the boys who want to kill her. What? Transgender people are over 4 times more likely to be victims of violent crime. Yeah, that's another... I mean, and she repeats here again, she is a person, not a body.
I don't understand what you're saying here. You're saying she's not a body, but then earlier you said that her body and genitals are just a costume like her ninja costume. What the fuck? What about hormones or surgery? Well, right now those options are not necessary or appropriate. Oh, that's convenient. And as a good parent, it is not my place to choose for my child, but rather to help learn alongside her from a medical professional. There's a lot of this worship of professionals, like anyone who has a degree is infallible. Like, you have to listen to them. It would be totally cool if my daughter, better say daughter,
Probably assert she is a girl, despite whatever changes her natural puberty brings. But also, if she wants to stave off that puberty, the effects of which are not readily reversible, then why the hell not? I know cis women who got a nose job as an 8th grade graduation gift, had braces, and had gum surgery for cosmetic purposes. That's not the same. That
that's not, I mean, what are you talking about? Man. And you know what the problem is? Like, people who have these kids that are wanting this are going to read these type of articles with people that are super biased and don't make sense like this. Why the hell not let her do that? Because I know cis women who got a nose job in 8th grade, so that's the same. That's the same thing as sterilizing yourself and cutting off your tits. That's the same thing. What if, number 8?
Number 8, what if her identity changes? What if later she says she is non-binary or a boy? Well, it is rare, but it happens. And if it happens for her, then I'll believe her. The stakes are too high not to. What? And then she puts that
suicide bullshit thing that's proven not to be true. The whole reason they're doing this is fucking crazy. This is an ed post. This is a fucking teacher too. So this is oh god. Oh well, look at this. My trans kid says he's not trans anymore. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is on Reddit. This is a year ago. My trans kid says he's not trans anymore. Please note, transphobes will be blocked and reported. My son, who was assigned female at birth, told me so. Okay. Told me at the age of 3 that. Oh my god. Ugh. My son, who was assigned female at birth, told me at the age of 3 that he felt he was a boy and wished he was a boy. I had done a lot of research about trans kids, and as a queer person, I myself am non-binary and use they, them pronouns. I decided the best way to support him was to let him live his life as a boy. I asked him if he wanted to be a boy now, and he said yes, because he's 3 years old. He chose himself a new name and used male pronouns because he's 3 years old. From a young age, I knew as well that I never felt like a woman. So when I heard of non-binary, I began identifying as that 6 years ago, but he or she, whatever, is 43. I mean, you were a full-grown adult, though. 6 years ago, you'd still be in your 30s at least. My son is now 7 years old and has begun experiencing transphobia from the other kids. He is beginning to understand he's different because he does not have a penis. And in the changing room, the boys laugh at him and ask what is wrong. I was furious with the school for allowing this. How are they not going to allow it? They said they were disciplining. 2 weeks ago, he came to me and said he knows he's not a real boy. Ugh. Oh, fuck. Man, look at this. I think some of this is the influence of his dad, who is a transphobe. His dad broke up with me when I came out as non-binary. I mean, look, I'm not like, yeah, if you want to be non-binary, whatever. But like, yeah, like I wouldn't stay with somebody like that. I mean, I would be like, okay, this is too much. Like, I guess, like, I just don't understand what the point of it is. Like, why is it bad to have a gender identity? Like, why is it bad to be female or male? I don't really get that. But I'm not against it. I just, I would be like, so what, are you a lesbian? Like, what, you know? And also, she's framing it this way. Like, I don't know why. Like, that's probably not the only reason he broke up with her. He refers to him as our son, but only because it's the only way I'll let him see him. All right, some fucking crazy shit. I figured out his dad has told him he's really a girl and took him shopping to buy girl toys. When he got home from his last visit, he had a bunch of girly toys, and I was confused and angry. A lot of exclamation points here. I don't understand why his dad is doing this. He's purposely undermining my parenting and confusing my son. Now he says he wants to be, quote, normal. I asked him what pronouns and name he wants now, and he said he wants to keep his name, but he now wants to be a girl. Should have a sound effect there, guys. I told him that if he keeps his name, people will think he's a boy, and he just cries. So you're trying to talk him into... You're trying to talk him out of going back, like, but he's saying he wants to be a girl again. I think, like, you're being, well, I get why he cries whenever I bring up the topic now, and here she is, like, not using she. I just want to do the best for my kid, whatever gender he is. You're probably the one that, I mean, I gotta be honest, like, I feel like she probably directed her being a boy. I feel like transphobia is what caused this. So this is the Ask Transgender community on Reddit. And even this person says, you know, maybe take the kid at their word. And someone else says, you need to be sure you're not pushing your child one way or the other. All right. I mean, these are kind of reasonable. Some people think it's not a real post, not a real person. This is a fake post. Really? Why? Maybe it is. I mean, actually, let me see here. I don't know. Not a deleted account. Oh, the account is suspended. Maybe it was. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it could have been a bait post to see how people respond. Who knows? My trans kid isn't trans anymore. I hate that I just read that and I'm like not sure it's real now. Alright, so this is the Child Mind Institute. I mean, nobody really knows what gender dysphoria is or what it's like. And they're acting like any second you'll off yourself, you know? I mean, it's like, I want to see what their treatment for gender dysphoria varies. Let's see. Further down the line, they make it medical. I don't know. That's kind of my journey. Everybody has a journey online now. My journey. I mean, if you have a 3-year-old, like, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see how this all works out eventually. My husband's transphobic. What the fuck, man? Okay, so someone wrote into The Atlantic saying, I guess there's a therapist column that they're answering questions. My son came home from college. Oh, so he's not a kid. He told my husband he is trans. He said he is a girl, and I've probably having trouble with this. So she's having problems with this, and she's asking to be guided. And here's her response. Dear Anne, what you're experiencing is a sense of loss. And you're struggling to process your grief. Somewhat related to the loss of your child's assigned gender. And let's start with the first one. The revelation that you have a daughter. So, like, this response is just, you have a daughter. Okay, this isn't that bad of a response, I guess. All right, now, was there a shooting this week, guys? Was there a shooting? This week. We're doing the research here, guys. Podcast. Man injured in Des Moines shooting. 1 killed, 3 injured in birthday party shooting. I don't really know if that counts as birthday party shooting. It's probably a, I don't think that's a mass event. Huh. This could be a week without one. Maybe a big one anyway. All right, guys. Good news. I don't see a big shooting event. Psyop. Well, that's good, guys. That's good, guys. Make sure you stay tuned. And remember to have your kids teach you every day, and admonish you for getting their pronouns wrong. Even if they change them every day. Remember that you're a bigot. If you mess up. Just remember that life isn't always easy. But we here at Chevrolet, make it easier. Take out one of our new hybrid electric vehicles now. Because pretty soon, we won't be allowed to get gas vehicles, guys. Make your commitment to a better environment today before you're arrested for polluting or something. Pretty soon, we're going to have new laws to prosecute people who go past their carbon footprint limits for that day. So make sure that you stay within yours, guys. Do your part to make a better world for everyone out there.
Do your part to, with our powers combined, we are Captain Planet, okay? Make sure your ESP and social credit scores are sky high when you go on that trip. You don't want to get denied passage on a flight or, seat at a restaurant, etc. because your social credit scores are down. Hey, is your social credit score getting you down, putting you in the blues? Call our consultation and re-education team and hope for a better tomorrow. And make sure you're grateful for your kids for turning you into the thought car on police. Because as we know, in the future, all kids will be turning their parents in for wrong thing. And you might as well get used to it because it's coming. Stay safe, guys, and buy McDonald's and Capital One card and Citibank and other companies.